Oh, there we go, there we go. I had to hit one more button, and there we are good to go there. All right, I just had to hit one more button. You can tell this is my first day back. Now, there we go. Yes, all right, streaming live. Yes, streaming live, everybody. Live on YouTube. I am back. It is the Geno Jones Show. So, today, Thursday, June 25th, that's a day that went down in history in a tragic way. We'll tell you all about that shortly. I'm back today, June 25th, Friday, and all next week leading up to July 4th. Now, I'm not going to be doing a show on July 4th, not because I'm celebrating America's 250th birthday, but because it's a Saturday, and we don't do live shows on Saturday unless it's a very special occasion. But on July 3rd, I will be here. Now, for all my regular viewers, thank you. By the way, like, share, and subscribe. Spread the word. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Big shout out to all of my new viewers. I got a very special guest. He is a former chairman of the South Carolina Democratic Party's Black Caucus. He's worked with Obama USA. He'll be my guest coming up shortly. But first, we have been off since, about a week and a half. My oldest daughter, you hear me talking about Boogie and Allie. Boogie is my oldest, Lauren, a.k.a. Boogie, and Allie Jones. She is the official wardrobe consultant and stylist for the show. So, Boogie, because Allie doesn't have any kids, however, and Boogie didn't either until June 20th. She had her first child. I am officially Papa Bear. Hendrix Johnny Blue Vaughn. Hendrix spelled with an X, like Jimi Hendrix. Johnny Blue, spelled B-L-E-U, Vaughn. Saturday, June 20th, 8:06 p.m. He was nearly 8 pounds. He was 21 inches, and you're not gonna be able to see real good. It's gonna be kind of blurry, but there you go. That's little Hendrix. That's the man right there. That is little Hendrix. All right. And let me just step off the screen for a second here. We just got to do, as a matter of fact, I'm thinking in real time. We got a few things to do because, like I said, we've been off for about a good week and a half. I know the camera's moving. Y'all saying, oh, gee, what you doing here, boss? Hey, it's a live show. And it's my first day back for after a week and a half. So just breathe and work with a brother, all right? But I had to show you all. All right, yep. So I had to show you all a picture of Hendrix. Technically, that is I am grandpa, but we don't use that term. We use the term, we are Papa Bear. So y'all got that? That's the term, Papa Bear. And actually, my daughter, she gave me that name. As a matter of fact, she uses that name. So that's how in case you wonder. How did we come up with the term Papa Bear? All right, real quick, Michael Jackson, the movie, is setting and breaking all records. He's already made $356 million in North America. That's in the USA and Canada. Nearly $1 billion. As a matter of fact, they expect this weekend Michael the movie will pass the $1 billion with a B, $billion in sales worldwide, globally. Right now he's at $960 million in sales globally, worldwide. Also today, June 25th, what were you doing? Let's see here, 17, wow, it's been that long? Let's see, yeah, 17 years ago, June 25th, 2009. What were you doing on that day? Do you recall? Do you remember? Well, because that is the day that Michael Jackson joined the Ancestors. He died tragically. A lot of people know that the report is that he died from an overdose of anesthesia, propofol, and then the term propofol became real popular. And that anesthesia, man, listen, if you've ever had any kind of procedure, like a colonoscopy, that is the best sleep. Oh my God, it's scary to realize that people could get addicted to that because I'm telling you, you're talking about stress-free sleep. Anybody that's had anesthesia, like I said, like colonoscopies or anything like that, where you've had to get anesthesia, you understand. They like, all right, count it. What is it? What they tell you? Count to 10 or count to 100. Forget 100. You can't even get to 10. They say count to 10 backwards. You're like 10, not. You only get 9 out. But yes, Michael Jackson. He died on this day, June 25th. I'll never forget. I was actually on the radio I was doing an afternoon show. I'm on in the mornings now. But I was doing an afternoon show here, same radio station. And I remember, I'd say, about around 3-ish, East Coast time. I started getting calls and the rumors started getting out, social media. Then there was just a lot going on. And I know I waited until I got official confirmation. I'll never forget, around 5 p.m. Eastern time, close somewhere between 5 and 6. I think it was a little around 5 o'clock, a little after 5 officially. It was confirmed that Michael Jackson had died. I remember you saw TMZ hit video of like they were taking his body. He was still alive, I guess. I don't know. They're taking the body out, putting it in an ambulance. So rest in power to the true GOAT, the greatest of all time, the one and only Michael Jackson, who is still having a great impact. As a matter of fact, Thriller now is like one of the top-selling albums in the world. The movie is still breaking box office records. Like I said, it's still number one or right at number one, about to pass $1 million in sales. So shout out to the real GOAT himself, Michael Joseph Jackson. All right, I want to bring my guest on. I don't want to take up too much more time because Friday, we're going to have some fun. There's a lot to talk about because a lot has happened since I've been gone for about a week and a half. But my guest is the former chairman of the South Carolina Democratic Party's Black Caucus. He's worked with Obama USA, Obama USA's Leaders 2025. As a matter, speaking of the Obama and the Obama Presidential Center, I got a chance to watch it live, the ceremonies. Oh my God. And good news, by the way, because tickets are sold out. If you've been trying to go online and buy tickets to the Obama Center, they are sold out to like damn near January. Good news, on July 8th, tickets will go on sale. So they're going to sell some more tickets, I think, from, I guess you can go from September to, but anyway, just the Obama Presidential Center. I know they have a website, but more tickets are going on sale. So get your money right. Go ahead and, get you, whatever. If you're like over your credit limit, if you are over your balance, whatever your credit limit is, if you're over that limit, you need to pay some of that down or whatever it is, and just make sure you got some money. That bank card is good to go, so you can purchase your tickets to go to the Obama Presidential Center. And it is, oh my God, it takes your breath away. The south side of Chicago, the Jackson Park neighborhood. Wow, I used to take that bus all the time, 59. As a matter of fact, I grew up, probably maybe about 10 or 12 miles just west. That same bus, the 59th Street bus, stops right there at 60th, 61st and Stony Island, Jackson Park, or 59th. It turns right around right there. This big parkway called Midway Plaisance. For those who are from Chicago, you understand. But right there on the South Lakefront, the lake is right behind the Obama Presidential Center. So it is amazing. $860 million investment into the south side of Chicago. So shout out to President Barack Obama and our forever First Lady, Michelle Obama. And to them punk asses, with that racist trope that's calling her a man, your mama's a man. How about that? So what does that say about your daddy? But hey, look, no judgment. Hey, do you. Whatever you into, do you. But just tread lightly, be very careful. Be careful talking about, she's a man. Your mama's a man. How about that? What that say about your daddy? We don't play about Michelle Obama, all right? because she grew up. Barack came to the south side of Chicago. Michelle Robinson, before she was Obama, grew up on the south side the South Shore neighborhood, Euclid Avenue. So we don't play, all right, we don't play with Michelle Obama. I have to apologize to my guests who I was introducing. Let me welcome Brandon Upson to the show. Brandon, you know, this is a man, I know they warned you. It's like, we tell the truth, shame the devil on this show. But, you know, growing up in Chicago on the south side, what we do not play, we do not play about Michelle Robinson Obama. We do not, no. We don't do that.
No, I understand it. I get it. And hey, that Chicago came out of you real quick.
Yeah. Oh, it stays ready. It never leaves now. It's always, it is right here. Yes, it is ready to go. Trust me, it is ready. It don't take, but yeah, we're not doing that. Okay, stop with that foolishness.
And here's the thing with the, you know, she's always going to be our first lady. You know, for some of us that's big sis, for others that's auntie. But no matter what you call her, you better not disrespect her.
Thank
you. You know, yeah.
Thank you,
put
Brandon.
some respect
See, y'all
on
see, it ain't just me. Now he was, you know, he's in a different position, so he's gonna be a little more diplomatic. I don't have to be diplomatic. That's all right. That's me. So I can only be me, the best version of myself. That's what I tell everybody. Brandon, one thing that nobody can beat you doing is being the best version of you. Nobody.
Absolutely.
Barack, Michelle, you named it. Nobody can beat you. That's the one thing. Nobody. Michael Jordan, you name Michael Jackson. None of them could beat you being the best version of yourself. Speaking of yourself, brother, I want to welcome you to the show. Thank you. So give us your origin story. We got a lot of exciting things happening in South Carolina.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, I'm so excited that collectively as a culture, as black people in South Carolina, along with those who are leaning into their common humanity and not hate, because for me, and I've been saying this for years now on the show, especially since November of 2024, we are beyond. You have one flawed political party, and you have another cult. And it's beyond policy and ideology. Right now, Brandon, to me, we have a choice between humanity and inhumanity.
Absolutely.
It's real simple. So I'll let you, if you don't mind, give us your origin story, and you can tie it in to the exciting things that's happening and the opportunity for South Carolina to really move into the 21st century in terms of leaning into humanity, not hate, and leaning into all of us having the quality of life in terms of health care and a real living wage and you know, supporting people who have children like my daughter and son-in-law. So I know that you can speak to all that. So you have the floor.
Yes, sir. And first off, congratulations, Papa Bear. You know, I have three children of my own. They're 9, 10, and 11 years old right now.
Oh, well, you good for a while. You got a little while before you have to worry about being Papa Bear. So you enjoy that stage, because you're gonna look up and you'll be Papa Bear. You're like, what happened? Wait, where did the time go?
And they're about to have birthdays. So
wow, well, happy birthday to them. Shout them out. What's their names?
Yeah, so my oldest is Cosette. She's turning 12 July 22nd. Right. My second is Sophie. She's turning 10 August 24th. And then my son Patrick is Sophie's turning 11 and Patrick's turning 10 October 5th. So they are just stair step, but they're the first grandchildren in our family, so they are extra spoiled. And you know, grandparents on both sides. Yeah. So you know, I'm from Aiken, South Carolina, born and bred. Served 11 years in the United States Army. Went to the College of Charleston after I deployed to Iraq. But while I was in Iraq, I pulled security on one of the early democratic elections that took place in the country, where I saw folks literally risking their lives to vote. And then when I came home, in 2007, members of my own family were saying they were not voting because their vote didn't count. So I sprung into action at that point and started registering members of my family. Skip a few years, go to college. I'm still registering folks that got the attention of the Obama team at that time, called Organizing for America, and they gave me my first political job. Robert Flood and Abe Jenkins, and I've been at it ever since. That was 2010. And it leads to me working with groups across the country trying to get good legislation passed. We've amended 3 state constitutions to protect folks, and strengthen laws to protect victims of crime. And then now this past election, working with 6 candidates who happen to be black candidates to get on the ballot. We won 5 out of the 6 races. This is historic, not just because they're African American, but because this is the first time since 1868 that we've had the opportunity to have the slate that we have right now. These candidates that are on the ticket for November, they're exciting, they're relatable, and they are overqualified for each position that they're running for. And again, the first time since 1868 that we've had a slate that looks like this, and that's Jermaine Johnson, who's running for governor, Jason Belton, who's running for Secretary of State, Sylvia Wright, who's running for Superintendent of Education, Vincent Coe, who's running for Treasurer, and Tiffany Boozer, who's running for Comptroller General. They all made it onto the ballot. We have an opportunity to win. One of the things that I'm going around and making sure people understand is they didn't win just because Black folks decided this is the time. They won because of a grassroots movement led by everyday people flexing their power at the polls and breaking records left and right. And those are Black folks, 31,000 of which voted for the very first time in that primary election,
Wow.
and a bunch of white allies and Hispanic allies that turned out to vote, and they voted for our candidates. And you had folks like Jermaine Johnson running against 2 challengers. Each of his challengers spent almost $4 million apiece. Brother Jermaine Johnson only spent $400,000 in his race, and he won with nearly 60% of the vote. You had Tiffany Boozer. She won with 72% of the vote. The closest race we had who won was Jason Belton. He ran for Secretary of State and won, only spent $6,000
Wow.
and won with 4,031 votes. So for a statewide race, that was very close, but carried the widest counties in our state. So it shows that there's crossover appeal on this ballot. There's qualified candidates on this ballot. But now, I believe because of the turnout we saw in this primary, South Carolina is proving that they're over the mess. You said it's about humanity and inhumanity. You are absolutely right. People are hurting, and they're hurting because of flawed, failed, and intentional policy that is going through our state house and our United States Capitol that has intentionally targeted the least of these. Those of us who are working class, trying to make it month to month and keep the lights on. Single mother who's relying on ABC vouchers so that she can go to work and afford for health, child care, but they're snatching that from right up under her. For that grandmother who should be retired right now, like Miss Pat, who's working at, she's 81 years old, working at Walmart because she can't afford not to work at 81. And her SNAP benefits went from $140 a month to now $70 a month. The proof is in the pudding.
Yeah.
We got to do something different.
Absolutely. There's so much excitement, media attention uh, around Dr. Johnson, Jermaine Johnson. Now, I don't have the numbers on me, so Brandon, help me. But I do recall The last numbers I saw, Jermaine won with over 200,000 votes. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Now,
About.
his opponent, his MAGA cult member opponent, got in that same primary election, didn't get as many as Brandon ups.
No,
I
not
mean, as
Jermaine.
Jermaine, yeah, Jermaine Johnson. Okay,
Yes.
so the
Not
reason I'm
as.
bringing it up again because I have been saying for a while that if we show up for ourselves and each other, this is not we can. There's no reason why Jermaine Johnson won't be Governor Johnson. There's no reason.
Right.
And we've proven it to ourselves and to the world,
Hmm.
including this cult, which got them shook and nervous, and they're gonna pull out. They're already pulling out all the stops. But I just want to reiterate, and you can just kind of give us your perspective. But I've been here 21 years now. The state is virtually a third of the population is African American.
Yep.
If we just show up for ourselves, you talked
Man.
about 18. What was it? 1868.
1868. Yeah.
Now I've heard and done some research. I'm not a historian, but I do recall those elections. The black turnout. Now keep in mind we were still dealing with sexism, misogyny, and patriarchy. So women, period, couldn't vote,
Right.
including black women. I mean, you know, we were three-fifths human, so they didn't even mention women in the Constitution at all originally. Black women, white women, no women. That's a whole different conversation that I've talked about. But the percentage of registered African American voters that turned out for those elections was right around 80% from all the data that I've seen.
No, you're absolutely right. Turnout amongst black men, because only black men at that time could vote, turned out at 80%. Even when we talk about the representation at the Constitutional Convention the state had in 1867, they had 110 delegates, 70 of which were African Americans. Between 1867 and 1877, black folks not only did some of the most progressive things in the country, we led the charge for creating public education. We rewrote the state constitution and put it into a more progressive posture that allowed folks to start to realize an American dream. We took South Carolina and then thereby the nation into the new century. If Reconstruction would have continued and we would have still been on the pace that we were in, our country would have been light years more advanced than it is right now. And the separation of classes in this country would not be where we are today. We lost so much economically because in 1877, they undid everything we worked on for that 10-year period of time to try to create a subservient class. And the Republican Party of today are the descendants of those folks who stopped progress then. And because we understand our history and because we feel the pain of today and we see the Trump administration trying to take us back to those points in history, people are stepping up of all faiths, all backgrounds, all religions, all political ideologies and ages, and saying we refuse to go back to that place that you say was great, but we know it only was part of the Great Depression. Uh, in this race for November, Jermaine Johnson is at the top of the ticket. He's only the second African American in South Carolina state history to have a major party's nomination for governor of this state. He is well positioned to win if we get out to vote. And here's the thing, people say we're a ruby red state here in South Carolina, and that is not the case at all. We happen to vote red, but the population says something different. And I'll leave these numbers. You were talking about how many of us there are. In 2020, Jamie Harrison ran for United States Senate against Lindsey Graham. In that race, Jamie Harrison got 1.1 million votes. 2 years later, Henry McMaster ran for governor and he won, but only received 980,000
Come
votes.
on. Come on.
That's a difference of over 120,000 votes more that Jamie Harrison got than Henry McMaster. Now here's the number split. In our state, we have 266,000 African Americans who are not registered to vote.
Mm.
In our state, we have 378,000 African Americans who are registered to vote and have not voted in the last 3 midterm elections.
Wow.
That's over 600,000 of us who need to get it together and get in the game. Because you can't win if you're not in the game. That means getting registered to vote, updating your voter registration, and most importantly, exercising your power. It's beyond a right because they try to take this right away from us. You have power in your vote. If you didn't have power, they wouldn't be working so hard to weaken you and separate you from that power. But we got the numbers to win. And the last thing I'll add to that, just because it's all about math, addition and multiplication.
Come on, Professor. Look, I don't know if I got your bio. I didn't see Professor, but you coming on like a professor with these numbers. And I'll finish your thought, and I'm going to go back because there's another number I want to pull from your brain
Yes,
to
sir.
kind of put a bow on this point that we're making here now.
No, I got you. And I live with the numbers. There's about 250,000 white folks who moved to South Carolina from blue states to and where they were registered Democrats and they have not voted in a South Carolina election since they moved here. So we can add that 250,000 people to the 600,000 black folks who are not participating in elections right now. Now it just means we just need to strategize, organize, mobilize in order to get the numbers out to vote. And we can do it. If we do that, we flip this state and we can win up and down the ballot.
Now, one more number I want you to hit us with. Out of the over 200,000 votes that Jermaine Johnson got, what a month or so ago, since this week and a half and being out in Portland with my daughter and my grandson, my whole concept of time was like, what time is it? 3-hour time difference. What day is it? But in our recent primary election, what percentage of registered African Americans voted here in South Carolina?
Oh man, in that primary election, it was a historic number. I know the exact number. I don't know the percentage, but we had over 120,000 of us vote early, which was historic because altogether we've never had more than 120,000 vote early. And then we had about 371,000 people vote in that primary election. But again, groundbreaking numbers.
So we haven't seen the actual percentage of registered. Okay, so here's this is what I'm putting out to the world. I'm gonna go back to a number that you confirmed for me at the beginning of the show, this conversation. And this was, now think about, we're talking about 1867, 1868. Literally, our ancestors literally had just gained their freedom. As a matter of fact, our brothers and sisters in Texas didn't even find out that they were free until 2.5 years later.
Yeah.
So think about the climate that existed in South Carolina in 1867, 1868. But 80% of the black men who were eligible and registered to vote voted. So if in that climate, in the climate out of lynching and castration and murder and everything that was a part of the human trafficking and just the horrible system, economic system, which was rooted in economics of chattel slavery, if our ancestors could show it for themselves and each other at 80%, what the hell is our problem? We have no excuse.
You're absolutely right.
No excuse.
Yeah, and not only did they come out of slavery They went from the fields to the state capitol.
Come on.
They went from being barred and prohibited from reading to writing the state's constitution. Like that shows, I just got goosebumps thinking about it. That shows what we're made of. These are the same folks who are descendant of people who took mud and water, or sand and water, created clay, and
Yes.
built the pyramids that are still standing today.
Come on
You
now.
know, we are something special, and we're ready, and we're lucky enough to be alive right now to do something extraordinary. When we win in November, it will be because we got out and organized our communities. It will be because we got out and decided that nothing's going to stop us from clinching the victory that this moment is holding for us. When those folks went to the state capitol, they wrote our state constitution and elected African Americans up and down the ballot in 1868, something that we have not seen since. And we have the chance to do it right now.
And for those who are, if your head hurts and you're saying, well, Geno, that was way back in the day, and what? Okay, I don't want to hear that excuse. That's bullshit. But I'm gonna make it easy for some of you all. All right, this man right here worked with Obama for America. All right, I see why they picked you, because you definitely got the Obama, you got the charisma, the charm, the cool, and the smart. So I see why they. Yeah, they know how to pick them. They definitely know how to pick them. So was it Barack or Michelle? Did they personally? I know they had a vetting process, but who had? I'm sure Barack or Michelle had the final say.
Yeah, it was President Obama.
Yeah. Well, because you got it. You got his energy.
Oh,
See,
thank you.
yeah, I don't. I got Michelle. See, at South Side of Chicago. I got the Michelle. Michelle, we got the same energy. She had to kind of keep that under wraps. But now
Yeah.
she's unleashed. you,
Tell me
you
about
might
it.
get cussed out right now.
If you come at her sideways.
Yeah,
Now.
you might get that Michelle Robinson get cussed out. So tread lightly, y'all. So what was the we have two data points. What was the turnout? What was the percentage of registered African American voters who were registered, who turned out for the presidential election for Barack Obama in what was that, 2008 and 12?
2008. Yeah. So for the first time in our state, African American turnout in that election went beyond 72%. And
Wow.
oh yeah,
I
it
didn't
was
even
high.
realize it was that high.
It
Wow.
was. It was. And see what we normally see since Obama, you get turnout in the 70 percentile for the presidential cycle, but then it drops to the 50 percentile in the midterm elections.
Mm.
So you have that drop off, and it's across the board. So even the Republicans see that type of drop off. There's that population of folks. It's about 211,000 of them within our community of Black voters who vote in the presidential, but never vote in the midterm. And what we're trying to convey to folks right now, yes, we want you to vote in that presidential cycle, but the things that happen in your county council, your city council, and your state capitol will impact you immediately
Yes.
compared to something being passed in the United States Congress or an order from the president that could take months. If we look at what happened with Project 2025, they had to go through all the red tape, and we won't feel the effects of some of that Project 2025 until a month after this election is done. Now they did some of that strategically
Yes.
because they know it would impact this election. But we got to get engaged. If we turn out 70% of our community in this presidential, not presidential, but in this midterm election, oh, it's
It's a
lights
wrap.
out.
It's a
It's lights
wrap.
out.
It's
Yeah.
right. So what about 2012? I'm just curious. What was the percentage of African Americans registered African
Registered.
Americans that turned out in 2012?
It was right about the same. President Obama had such a great impact on our turnout. The only issue that we had, that was at the time that I was about to say Monster Liberty, but the Tea Party
Yes.
movement took place, and they eclipsed us. Now, what also happened was a division in the ranks, in the races. You start having moderate Democrats shifting over and voting with the Republicans because they had that economic message about what the Obama administration was doing to you or would do to you. A bunch of lies, but it caught traction, and that pendulum swung on us, and now it's swinging back in the other direction.
Yeah, and a lot of that was that we didn't show up like you said, and the numbers that people, men lie, women lie. They say, but numbers
The
don't
numbers
lie,
go.
and the numbers didn't lie because
Yep.
what happened and collectively, it was we were so excited and exhaled, and I do recall seeing President Obama multiple times on camera saying, "You have to make me do what you want me to do." That means you do. You gotta listen. And you can do it gently. We not we not Derek Chauvin type, but they say you got to keep your foot on the neck. You got to just
Yeah.
keep that pressure because at the end of the day, the politicians. I know we got the celebrity culture, but they're not. Listen, they're not. You shouldn't be a fanboy or a fangirl. They're not your friends. They are public servants. Their job, we empower them to pass legislation and to do everything they can to make our lives better. That's the
Absolutely.
only reason we send them to the state capitol here in Columbia or Washington, D.C. That's a simple ask. You have the power to make, and with that comes an incredible responsibility. And if you can't respect that responsibility and understand that you are not there for yourself, that you are a vessel to make the lives of all of us better. And if you
Yeah.
don't understand that, you shouldn't be there. And we can be cool with you, but if you're not going to do the job that we sent you there for, you can come on back home and get another job. Go hang out, do something else.
You're absolutely right. And you said something that former state senator Robert Ford, that's down there in Charleston, and God bless him,
Mm-hmm.
Reverend Jesse Jackson would always say, these elected officials work for the people, and their number one job for the people is to make our lives better than what it was when we first elected them into office. That is their number one job. And if they're not doing that, then they're failing us. And as their bosses, it's our responsibility to do an annual review and vote them out.
Come on, say that. That's right. Nothing. Hey, nothing personal. Nothing
No,
personal. Listen,
just
if
business.
you hired an electrician to come and fix the wiring, and every time he left in a week, that everything was shorting out and sparks were coming from your AC outlets, and if that happened probably once, you probably wouldn't hire him back. But you damn sure would get him or her two or three times. Like, look, I
Right.
paid you. You got your certificate and all that. What are we doing here? So, like you said, the bottom line is we send them there. They are public servants. We have too many politicians who are politicians and don't understand that the politician is just a name, but really your task, your
Yeah.
assignment, your job truly is a public servant. You are a vessel to make the lives of the masses that you represent, even the ones that didn't vote for you. It is your job to make their lives better. So, Brandon,
Absolutely.
listen, what is the ask for all of us? Because 72%, we 72% of registered African American voters showed up in this state for Barack Obama.
Barack
So at
Obama.
least 70 plus percent showed up twice.
Yes.
Twice.
Mhm.
Our ancestors who were facing racism that listen, this version, yes, it is something that I know. I got a daughter 24 and my other one is older. But just think about what our ancestors in 1867 faced in South Carolina, and
Yeah.
they showed up. We said, well, we're not our ancestors. Or now, if you don't show up at 80%, you damn sure ain't your ancestors.
Right.
You
Right.
know, you don't have the courage that they had, because the courage to show up in those numbers, facing what they had to face, we have no excuse. If they
No.
could show up at 80% of registered voters, we need to show up at 100%. We got a
Absolutely.
brilliant, talented brother, uh, College of Charleston grad, right? Like you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
because
sir.
he was a hooper. I saw some pictures. He was a
Oh yeah.
hooper.
Oh,
Played
he
over
was
in
great.
over in Europe, right?
Europe and Mexico.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. My queen still works at the College of Charleston.
Oh, nice,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Shout out to
So
the College of Knowledge.
yeah. So and here we are. He is homegrown. He is a hometown. This is real. He's family for real, for real. A lot of y'all cousins are claiming him as cousins. Now he probably got cousins he didn't know he had. Everybody, that's my cuz. That's my cousin. So show up for your cuz. Show up
Yeah.
for your cousin. Show up for your family, literally and figuratively. Show up for the community. Show up for humanity. Like I said earlier, it is a choice between humanity and inhumanity. It is a choice, Brandon Upson, between humanity and hate. It is
Yeah.
that simple.
That simple. That simple. And it's all on the ballot because you can reinforce your position by voting for the people who represent you the best, right? And I have two asks. One, you can learn more about Jermaine and support him on his website, johnson4sc.com. Johnson, his last name, Jermaine Johnson. So johnson4sc.com. But the second thing is check your voter registration and make sure it is up to date. If you're not registered to vote, get registered to vote and make sure everyone in your house is registered to vote. And here's why that is so important. Like I said, we got 266,000 of us who are not registered. But this state is in the process of purging about 200,000 people from the voter rolls. So
Yes.
you may be excited about participating in this election. Show up on election day on November 3rd and find out that you just got purged from the rolls. Also, in that verification of your voter registration, this SAVE Act that Donald Trump is trying to get passed is going to create new barriers on our opportunities to vote. And they're trying to get that passed as quickly as possible. He's even flirted with doing an executive order to make it happen without having to go through Congress. We
Well,
have to do
that'll
our,
be. Let me just say that'll be tied up in the courts, and you know that better than I do.
yep.
Do you?
All right.
So let me
That's the whole, that's the goal.
on that point. It is important. I'm just pausing you here. Do
Mhm.
you okay? Let me set it up this way. I really don't believe that they want to, especially the the MAGA and the MAGA light in the Senate, want to open up that can of worms. I don't think they.
No.
I don't think. As a matter of fact, I don't. It's not that I don't think. I'm pretty confident by their action and behavior. I don't think Mr. Thune wants to open up that can of worms and really do that. But what
No.
do you think?
Oh,
You're the professional. You're the political
well,
professional here.
that's why he can't get the 5 additional votes he needs to get it passed. That's why he's been floating out there that he'll do it by executive order and call a state of emergency to enact parts of that he can. This guy is willing to do anything. If by any means necessary was a person, it would be Donald Trump, right?
You would see, as we call him on this show, Orange Hitler. It would be, you would see,
Orange Hitler.
yes, you would see the face of Orange Hitler, with that cheap ass spray tan, bronzer, this orange, look like pumpkin
Yeah.
spice on his face, and that damn, comb over.
Comb over. Yeah. He looks a mess. But we got to do everything in our power. And what we can do and control is us. We can go out here, check our voter registration, go to scvotes.gov.
Thank you.
That's South Carolina votes.gov,
Okay.
scvotes.gov, and click check my registration. It'll tell you your status. It'll tell you your polling location because they are changing all the time. But check it. Get registered if you're not, and then make sure everyone in your household, and even check your family outside of your household, make sure they're registered to vote, because it is literally on us. If we determine that this is what we want to happen in November and make history and change the course of this state, we can get out here and make it happen. We got the numbers to do it.
So Brandon, I want to go back. I want to go back to purging because I'm glad you went there because I was gonna lead you there, but I should know you a pro. Like I said, Barack and them put you on the team. They already saw. It's like, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. He as Kendrick Lamar said, oh yeah, they not like us. He like us. He is like us.
He is.
What? Give us a window. I I'm saying you should damn near check your voter registration every day. But what is the window that we should really be setting a line of demarcation in terms of when we should really be checking? I would think definitely by September, but give
Oh
us
yeah.
an educated opinion on when we should really be diligent in terms of going to that website, checking our voter registration status.
Right now. We should be checking it right now, and then double check it before the voter registration deadline. Because if you wait too long and November 3rd catches you before you've registered or checked your voter registration, on October 4th, you're out of this election.
Yeah.
You have crossed the deadline and you cannot vote on November 3rd. So check right now. We have until October 3rd to get folks registered, but we can't sit on it. We can't wait. We can't wait for tomorrow.
And let me just say this: a couple things in closing. Um, November 3rd is election day, right?
Yes.
That's CP time. We don't vote on November 3rd.
Yes,
We
sir.
the first day of early voting, so that'll probably be around October 3rd. It's usually 30 days before, right?
2 weeks. 2 weeks
Or
before.
it's 2 weeks. It used to. Was it?
It used to be 30 days,
It
but
was
they
30.
changed
Okay,
it.
because
Yeah.
I've been here since 2005, and I do remember when you had 30 days. So now,
So,
okay, see that,
yeah,
but
they used
that's
to call
part.
it
That's
in-person
part of that's part
absentee.
of the game. That's part of
Yeah.
the banana in the tailpipe. That's
Yeah.
why listen. This brother don't realize, he's got an unpaid position as a regular contributor and co-host on the show. So we get enough support of supporting black-owned media financially. I can start putting folks on the payroll. But you're making that point, and I'm glad you cleared that up. So early voting now it's only going to be a 2 week period.
2 weeks.
So that
Yes,
means
sir.
we got to show up, everybody. Show up early. Don't November 3rd is CP time,
Yep.
and it's going to be all kind of games, bomb threats. Who knows? It could be ICE agents. But uh, in wrapping up, Brandon, there's a part of me because, like you said, Orange Hitler is desperate. A part of me is like, okay, go ahead. We know you're gonna do. So just do everything that you want to do. Let all this hate and bigotry. Do it all. Do it all. Why do I say that? I predicted. I went on this show on multiple times when there was a lot of talk about the legislators up in Columbia trying to redraw the boundaries in the districts, and I was like, okay, you know what? Y'all gonna f around and find out. Go ahead. And then Miss Yvette, who got sent home, pulled that stunt that she pulled and disrespected our babies up there
Mhm.
at South Carolina State University. And those young brothers and sisters stood up for themselves and each other and for the community and for the culture. And they was like, nope, Mr. President, all skin folk and kinfolk, I don't know what kind of check you got, but she is not, no, she is not. She has nothing in common with us and our morals and values. So what you're not going to do is have this heifer speak at our commencement. In between that, and that's the observation that I've made, but the numbers, the 72% of registered African American voters in a primary for midterms is the
Man.
validation
Oh, we
that
could
what
do it.
they did, they effed around and found out, and a significant number of our community and culture who would have sat on the couch, because you know Brandon better than I do, that the biggest voting block is the couch, is the non-voter. But
Absolutely.
they
You
woke
said
up.
that.
Some folks that was gonna set it out. They was like, "Wait, y'all did what? What y'all called him? What you call my baby? What you call my
Yep.
cousin? A mob? Really? What?
Right.
Oh, y'all gonna? Oh, y'all just gonna just in the middle of the game? Y'all go? Oh, we gonna change the rules. We gonna Okay, you gonna find out.
Yep.
They woke up a significant number of, and I'm sure others, but a significant number of African Americans here in the state that
Yep.
may not have been even tuned in, but they got people's attention.
Absolutely.
So it's like, do what you're gonna do, but the more you do, and because it was one of the MAGA state senators, I was like, is the dude watching my show? Because he was like, well, I don't know, because I think he voted against redistricting and drawing the lines. He was like, I think he even said something to the effect, I'm afraid you might wake up some of these black voters. I was like,
He did.
yeah,
He did. That was his number one fear, and his argument about not doing this, which is also why Georgia scrapped their
I,
plans to redistrict, because they saw what happened in South Carolina. They didn't want the smoke. We said we can show y'all better. We can tell
that's
you.
right.
And during that whole process of redistricting, and I got to shout out a couple folks, Brother Jones, Jason Belton, who's running for Secretary of State, was working night and day, organizing folks around the state, not just for his race, but to put pressure to stop the redistricting from happening. Pastor Nelson B. Rivers III,
Oh, I know
he
Pastor
was
Rivers. Yeah,
yeah,
very
he
aware.
was at the state house every day during session, had pastors up there having private meetings and conversations, trying to stop it, not trying, because we actually did stop it, but then taking that energy and taking it from the state house online, creating a movement, and then translating that movement offline to motivate people to get out and vote. That's how we had such a groundswell in early voting. And I got to shout out the three women who were really instrumental at doing it. Lisa Sweeney from Greenville, Nicola Hemphill, who you spoke to,
Yeah, shout out to
and
Nicola,
and
my
Miss
girl. Yeah,
oh yeah, and Miss Tanae Parker was really motivating people to get out and vote and making it real for us, connecting the dots between our issues that we're facing and the solution being the being voting overall. So those folks made it happen, and I can't sit here like I was at the helm, doing anything all by myself. It was a complete team effort, and folks that I even didn't name were
well,
out there trying to make it happen.
well, you did a great job, and we are grateful to you, your entire team, and we're just grateful for it. I'm grateful for all of us, for everybody that showed up, for the young people that really showed the grown folks an example. Those young brothers and sisters at South Carolina State University, because I really think they lit a fire under a
Oh,
lot of people when we saw
it really
our
did.
kids being attacked. It was like, hold on, wait, yeah, oh, this what you gonna do? Okay, no, what you not gonna do? You ain't messing with our babies. Now you got a problem. Yeah,
Yep.
right. Yeah. It was one thing you gonna redraw these districts and this redistricting, but no. That, and you gonna mess
Come on.
a mob. They represent the best of the best,
Yeah.
and you
And
call.
now she took her tail back to the house.
That's
Got
right. Yeah.
stumped
So that's
on
right.
Tuesday.
She can sit down, election night, pop some popcorn, and watch Jermaine Johnson become the governor. So it'll go from Dr. Jermaine Johnson to Dr. Governor or Governor Dr. Jermaine Johnson if they want
Put
to.
it all on there.
Yes. So we have to show up for ourselves. We have to show up for each other. We got to show up for our humanity against hate and inhumanity. We have to show up for our parents and grandparents who stand to lose their Medicaid, who may be in a nursing home, who will be thrown out on the street, or who need the Medicaid or Medicare to cover, to try to fill that hole for their medicine is bad enough. Many of them have to choose between paying light bills, buying groceries, or paying for medicine. They're cutting pills in half and taking half of pills for our daughters and nieces and granddaughters in their 20s or 30s, or teenagers who could be victims of rape or incest and who could be sent to jail and charged with murder because they want to terminate a pregnancy from a rapist. They don't give a damn about the rapist. You want to charge a woman who was raped or a child who was a victim of rape and incest. You want to charge that baby with murder, but you don't give a damn about the pedophile that raped the child. So that's why we are showing up for each other. Brother Brandon Upson, thank you so much. Listen, you have a permanent home.
Oh.
So tell Nicola she can do. Nicola, you watching? So you can have me bugged the you know what out of you to get this brother back on, or you can just cut out the middle woman and say, look, you call him yourself because I'm tired of you blowing up my phone trying to get him, and we're excited to get the entire slate from Dr. Johnson and everybody, Jason.
The dream
Milton,
team. We call them the dream team.
I got to shout out Sylvia Wright because I met Sylvia several months ago. Just a brilliant sister, so I wanted to shout her out. So I'm looking forward to having the entire slate, and we've already got that in the works. But we wanted to, Nicola wanted to kind of set it off, have you be like the leadoff hitter, and I see why she had you bat leadoff because you were like Ricky Henderson for all you old school baseball fans and Barry Bonds. He led off with a home run. Pow!
Thank you so much.
So, Brandon, my brother, thank you so much.
Thank you.
You are part of the Geno Jones Show family, so you are family to me. We're looking forward to seeing you on a regular basis. I'd love to get you back at least, all jokes aside, at least monthly, once a month. But
Okay.
anytime you want to come back and talk about anything, you already know what the answer is. So you can get my number from Nicola, and just anything that any message that you want to get out, or any of the candidates, because I'm really excited and looking forward to getting some of the candidates on ASAP and as much as we can, because we are going to make this happen.
We are.
I believe my grandmother would say, Jeannie, she said, name it and claim it. You got to speak it into existence. And you said something, and I'm like, this brother gets it. You didn't say if we win, when we win. You got to speak it into existence. You got to name it and claim it. Brandon Upson, my brother, thank you so very much. I know we'll be seeing you again soon. I took up more of your time. So, I hope you don't have a meeting, but thank you for being so gracious with your time. But looking forward to having many more conversations with you, because we understand the assignment. And we're not doing it for us. We're doing it for the culture, for the community, for our elderly parents or grandparents, or for our kids or grandkids. So
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Hey, I'll see you in July.
Yeah, all right. I like that. Yes, sir. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
All right,
Have a
man.
blessed one.
What a great conversation. Shout out to you, Nicola. I know you're watching. Nicola Hempfield. She works with brother Brandon Upson. So it was a great conversation. All right, shout out to everybody watching. Hey, mother, yeah, I am back, and everybody else. When I'm on camera live, I have a live chat room. So if you got a question or comment, you can jump in there and put your question in there. So I just want to thank my mom. She's always leading the conversation in my chat room, and everybody else. You're watching this episode right now. Like, share, and subscribe to the Geno Jones Show YouTube channel. So Monday through Friday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 Central Time, 4:30 out on the West Coast. Subscribe, share, screen grab. Like, share, subscribe. You can do a little screenshot. Let's make it happen. Chop it up. And let's create some viral moments. We had a great conversation with Brandon Upson, who was he was former chairman of the South Carolina Democratic Party's Black Caucus, and used to work with Obama USA, one of the leaders for Obama, for OFA, which is Obama for America, or Obama USA. All right, everybody, thank you. I'll see you live Friday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 Central Time, 5:30 out in Denver, Colorado. Everybody on Mountain Time at 4:30 p.m. Out in Portland, Oregon, where my little grandson, Hendrix Johnny Blue Vaughn, is out there keeping my boogie and Jonathan up all night on a 2-hour rotation there, on a 2-hour wake up. All right, you gotta feed me. I gotta eat. So shout out to Boogie and Jonathan and Hendrix and Damaris, who's still out there. Super Gigi Gigi Ma. There it is. I had to make sure I got it right. All right, everybody. Thank you. Shout out to Markel Bailey, the official barber and hairstylist for the Geno Jones Show. You can check him out on Instagram, on IG. Kel be cutting up. KELBECUTTINUP. And Allie Jones, she is the official wardrobe consultant and stylist for the Geno Jones Show. You can check her out on IG, LX.NCL_. LX.NCL_. I love you. Love, real love. Love is an action word. Love is really a verb. Show somebody that you love them. And I'll show you I love you when I come back live Friday. If you missed any of this episode, go back, binge watch it, copy and paste the link. Once again, like, share, subscribe, and please leave your comments in the comment section below. The comment section is open. Please, I would love to see your comments. I want to see and hear from you. YouTube, they want to see and hear from you. So please leave your comments in the comment section below, right there. We'll see you Friday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern.
Subscribe and tune in to the next episode of The Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube.